Hey everyone, this is Aaron with Crypto Trends today, July 28, 2019. Please keep in mind this is not financial advice, just my opinion. Alright, pigs, crops, rates, and crypto. A perfect storm. Yeah, we have a perfect storm brewing, and we're going to be talking about all those things. Pigs, crops, rates, and crypto, as well as some other things with VTHO, San Marino, and how are the changes that are occurring right now going to affect crypto? And we're going to be taking a look at that. So, yeah, once again, please note this is not financial advice, just my opinion. So let me go and make sure that I'm streaming here. Okay, good, I'm streaming. And yeah, so let's get to the first article here on VTHO. And where I found this was, well, yeah, I follow VTHO and stuff. And here is their Twitter. Here's the article right here. This is back on July 25th, and so that was about 3 days ago. VTHO Thor blockchain was selected by San Marino to host the country's blockchain transactions and the San Marino Innovation Token. They call that the SMIT, the SMIT, which is a utility token. Let's go take a look at this article here. Okay, so there it is. So San Marino Republic adopts VTHO Thor blockchain to strive to become the first carbon neutral country. Yeah, the carbon thing is big in Europe, right? It's big in Europe, it's big in China. It was, put to death in the US, but everywhere else it seems to be pretty big, right? Everybody's signing on board, doing their thing, and this was like, from DNVGL. This has to deal with them, where they recommended, hey, San Marino, check out VTHO. We think it can help. That's basically what they're doing, and what they're going to be doing is they want to set up the first carbon neutral country using VTHO, which is totally awesome, and they can do that, and they're going to be tracking that with the SMIT, which will be quite interesting, the San Marino Innovation Token. Rewards through utility token, okay? So that's how they're going to incentivize the people. They're going to say, hey, here's some SMITs because you threw your plastic bottle. Well, there's not too many plastic bottles there. Let's say glass bottle into the recycling bin. Okay, great. Because the thing is they're not just looking at CO2 here in San Marino. What they're looking at is, emission reduction, water savings, waste disposal, and management, i.e. trash, right? So they want to basically, well, if you take a house, okay, a house or an apartment or whatever, they can actually measure your carbon footprint. They can say, okay, well, you have, in a given period of time, you have this much trash, and X% of that was, able to be recycled, okay? And then you have your other trash. And out of that, let's say you're throwing your banana peels and stuff like that, where you could actually have some type of composting going on, and that would greatly reduce your carbon emissions. So you wouldn't have your foodstuffs in there, stuff that's biodegradable. You don't want to throw meat or cheese in there. You'll attract a lot of rats or whatever. But for like the peelings and stuff like that, hey, you can have your own recycle composting thing going on, which can reduce your overall carbon footprint. You can do that. You can drive electric cars. You can have solar power. There's lots of things. So I'm sure that they're going to be looking at a lot of things that they can do in this country because it's small. It's 34,000 in population. That's it. It's tiny. It's a great place to visit, but it's tiny. Wonderful place though, because it's fantastic location to have experiments on. Okay, right here it says San Marino. It's the ideal place to foster a culture of experimentation and bring blockchain to our everyday lives. Yeah, so I'll go ahead and let you read this article. Link is below, but this is really cool for blockchain. Really, really cool. So This is just a start, okay? And also they have the JUR, the JUR, where they're looking, which is another one in San Marino, where they're looking at, excuse me, where they're looking at integrating smart contracts with legal contracts. Very interesting. Check out JUR. That's JUR. I did a video on it a while back. I don't have the link right here, but do some research on it. Do your own research. Yeah. Okay. Let me get some coffee here. It's one of those days. It's like 110 out, and my brain's dehydrated. Okay. So that's VeChain. Yeah, we're going to be taking a look at some other stuff here, but let me kill this link. Follow VeChain if you haven't. Very, very interesting project. Right now, they're like 34 on CoinGecko. I mean, we have, what do we have above them? We have Dogecoin, which I think should be called Doggy Coin. Notice that, D-O-G, dog, and then an E, and then coin. Doggy Coin. That's how I like to call it. But anyway, so we have Doggy Coin. Just a dog. It's a joke coin, right? So that's up there, and then some others. Yeah, good luck to those guys. Anyway, VeChain, fantastic project. Go ahead and give them a follow. Okay, so what else is going on here? Well, going back to my thing, pigs, crops, rates, and crypto. Let's go take a look at pigs, okay? Let me make sure I'm streaming here first. Yeah, okay, I'm streaming. Hey, everyone, for watching. Okay, so let's go take a look at pigs, and why is this important? Okay, so pig Ebola. Yeah, pig. It's a an outbreak of the African swine fever, highly contagious and deadly to pigs. All right, so right now you have China. Here's a map here. And the link is below to this. Here's a map of the affected areas. It's going into Mongolia. It's starting to go into Russia. And it's all down to Vietnam. Vietnam's really hard hit. China's very hard hit. This is like bad news for the piggies out there, because a lot of them are getting sick with this thing. As you can see here, this picture getting sprayed down and all this. It is an unprecedented outbreak. Okay? An unprecedented outbreak. This is the largest loss of livestock in history. And you might not have known this, but this is a huge, huge deal. So right now you have pork prices, and Chinese eat a lot of pork, but you have pork prices in China up 30%. And right now in this one, they're saying, 22% of all the pigs are going to be lost. And there's even speculation to where they might just have to put them all down in order to stop this, which would be terrible. And right now they're busy slaughtering the healthy pigs, getting them to market before they get infected. And so what that's doing is this, we're looking at a huge, huge shortfall in pork. So you're in crypto. Maybe you've heard of pork bellies. Interesting. Maybe not. Check out pork bellies. Do your research. Anyway, so what we could see is what's going to happen here is that there's not going to be a lot of food as far as pork goes, because you can look at a pig, and it supplies around 200 pounds of food, okay, from one little piggy. That's a lot of food. And China, look how hard China's going to get hit. Bad. Okay, so this is one thing. Now, how this could tie into crypto, namely VeChain, is because, they have the traceability with the cattle. So they can go all the way back to the farm, trace it all the way forward to market. Yeah, and that is like a really, really cool thing. And so we have this pig shortage, okay? We have a pig shortage. We have a traceability solution in the cattle industry right now, to a small extent, but it's still there with VeChain. What has happened in the past in China? Well, we know that VeChain came about because of trying to combat counterfeit items. Counterfeit. counterfeit items. It was Sonny Lou's grand idea to make purses, luxury purses, to cut down on the counterfeiting of that. Huge problem. The tennis shoes, huge problem. Lots of things get counterfeit in China, including food. People have gotten very sick on food and died. Yeah, they died. Plastic rice is one thing. Pigs, as far as pigs go, they've had reports of actual, you might not believe this, but do your own research, of paper mache. That's right. Paper mache. It could have been someone's old, garbage can paper or whatever, wherever they got this paper. Anyway, they smashed it all together, and then they would put food coloring in it and stuff like that, make it look like a, I don't know, I'm not familiar with pig cuts, but I don't know, like a pork chop. Make it look like a pork chop or something like that, and people buy it and they think, hey, they're getting their little pork chop, and lo and behold, it's paper mache. I mean, it's like, come on. So it is a wonderful use case for VeChain. That is for sure. And why am I saying this with the pig outbreak? It's because there's going to be very high demand for pork in the future. And what that does right now, it's up 30%. And as you can see, that they do not know how to control this other than by killing the pigs, okay? And if this spreads even more and becomes worse and worse, they might have to put a lot of them down. But that would make prices skyrocket, absolute skyrocket. And for pork, that goes, when the prices skyrocket, that means there's more of an incentive for people to make counterfeit items. Okay? Counterfeit items. More people are going to get sick. Which, this is a sad thing, guys. More people are going to get sick, in my opinion, because of the counterfeits. That's going to raise even, not just market demand, but it's going to put pressure on the government to say, hey, make sure that we have just the basic safety in our food. They can't do that right now. Walmart's doing it with 23 products, soon to be 123. Yeah, but imagine that going out for a lot more products out there, especially pigs. And this is one of the things that happened in China. So keep an eye on the pig situation. Also with the pig situation is that you're going to have a lot more people kind of like substitute more of their diet with vegetables. Now the thing is with the vegetables is that, guys, check this out. I mean, we have devastating crop losses are literally happening all over the globe. And the link is below to this too. So what we have is that we're having, like in the US, we've had floods, lots of farmland flooded, and farmers literally cannot drive their tractors out and plant seeds and stuff. They can't till the soil and all this. I mean, probably go out and it'd be like the La Brea tar pits where the tractor would just sink in to the ground and get covered up in the mud. But they can't plant, and so that's going to mean a huge, absolute huge shortfall for many crops, in not only in the United States but for across the world. So we're looking at pretty much of a food shortage just from that in the US. Also ethanol. So they use a lot of corn in ethanol, right? It's a mix. Yeah, ethanol, the gasoline, the petrol. And so that could increase in price because of the problems. I mean, you're supposed to have the old saying, like in Iowa, for corn is knee high by the 4th of July. Well, they didn't even get to plant it. So we'll see what happens with that. But we have food shortages going on crop losses across the globe. We have right now, I think down in Chile and stuff, it's like really, really cold. I think they're having a hard frost here. And also Peru. Interesting things down south. It's the winter down south, if you guys didn't know. Summer above the equator, right? Okay, you guys know that. But anyway, so they're having a hard winter. And in Russia's getting hit hard with heat and then cold, and then a lot of places, well, things are going on. And what's going on is basically with the sun, okay? They call it's a solar minimum. And right now they're thinking that, okay, we're in a grand solar minimum. And this one dude here, Valentina Sakharova, I should be able to say that. Let me read that. Zharkova says that we are facing a super grand solar minimum. All right. And then maybe tomorrow we might hear of a super duper Uber's grand solar minimum. Who knows, okay? Take this with a grain of salt, but we are seeing a little bit more volatility or greater amplitudes in the, we're getting higher highs and lower lows, okay? Put it in crypto verbiage for the temperatures across the globe. Yeah, weather change happens, okay? But it's just starting to affect the food. So what is this going to do? This is once again going to increase demand. That will increase the price. That increased prices means increased opportunity for counterfeits, right? For people just getting garbage items or whatever. You might think you're getting powdered milk and it's like, I don't know, powdered latex or something. Powdered corn, it's gosh knows what that would be. There's processing plants out there that make powdered food and stuff like that, that feed a lot of people. So what I'm thinking is that, okay, we're going to be seeing a shortage of food, that in turn increase in price, which will increase in spin-offs of counterfeits. And from there, we're going to see, yet again, more people get sick, okay? So this is use case for VTHO again, to where it's really sad, but it's like it's needed, guys. It's like it's needed. It just can't get out there fast enough, okay, for food traceability. And IBM is part of this, as part of the background part. They're doing their thing. They just can't get this stuff rolling fast enough because I don't know about you, but you go to the grocery store, go to the meat market, whatever. Have you seen an increase in prices? Have you noticed an increase in prices over the last 6 months? You tell me. Put it in the links below. What do you think people in China are going to do? They import a heck of a lot of food. All of a sudden, that goes way up in price. Okay? Who knows what those people will come up with to put in some products. I mean, they're very creative that way, okay? But that could lead, yet again, to issues of people getting sick, okay? And I'm saying this because this has happened in the past. This has happened in the past. They had the milk thing where babies died, okay? Anyway, so this is like kind of a bummer thing. But if you're a shark, you keep your eyes open for stuff like this because we're looking at not tomorrow, not next week, not even next month. We're looking 6 months to a year and a half to 2 years out, okay? Because it's kind of like traffic, where if a car way ahead of you slows down and then he speeds back up again, the traffic kind of has a memory, and so it slows down in that one spot and then it speeds up for like really kind of no apparent reason. But the thing is that with the food and stuff, they have contracts that go on in the background that you guys don't know about. They say, okay, well, I'm going to buy your corn at this price, whatever. Options, right? Commodities, that whole thing goes on. They also have private type of stuff going on for contracts like that. And what this is going to do is that this is going to increase this is going to have effect on the unknown, the uncertainty in the future. So we can see what could happen with that. We could see a difference in the prices, which could lead to an increase increase actually in the cost of purchasing it. And I'm actually looking for, sad to say, I'm looking for an increase in counterfeit for pigs, swine, and vegetables, fruit and vegetables and stuff like that. So we'll see what happens. Juices, stuff like that. So we'll see what happens, okay? Hopefully that's not the case, but that in turn, I think will lead to a demand for something like VTHO, okay? A demand for something like VTHO, if not VTHO, we'll see. But anyway, so this is devastating crop losses. We had the piggies, China piggies, devastating crop losses there. Okay, now what else? What else is going on? And that's affecting, that can affect stuff. We're looking at the ECB, European Central Bank. There was a lot of people were thinking that they're going to be holding, increasing the rates. But actually they are holding them still. Okay, they're keeping them steady, which is a good thing to an extent. Okay, pretty much. I mean, you have if they do anything with this, they don't have any wiggle room. They're going into negative interest rates over in Europe, where, in my opinion, we are looking at the systematic destruction of the not the EU, but the euro. Okay, so the euro is under heavy pressure. Okay, but the ECB is holding the interest rate steady, and this was announced on Thursday by good old Mario Draghi. Yeah, but anyway, they can't go much further, and it's not like they're. It's like, come on, let's get real, okay? It's not like their monetary management is very good. You might as well not even say they know how to manage money. What you can say is that they know how to increase taxes. Yeah, that they know how to do, and they're good at. They are really, they're fantastic at that. But as far as like managing money and stuff like that in other ways, there's some opportunity for improvement. That's and it's not just with the ECB, it's with several others out there around the world, right? Yeah. Anyway, so this is an interesting thing, because what happens if you look at the migration pathway between you did before crypto, is that you had a migratory path between stocks, bonds, mutual funds, that path. Sometimes, gold, whatever. And what they would do is they would be like little fish. They would go and swim towards whatever had the shiniest interest rate, the highest interest rate. They would go and they'd swim over there with their little bag of money, and that's where they would buy to try to get the most bang for the buck. Okay, that's understood. But if they're keeping the rates steady, or if they're thinking about lowering them, what is that going to do to Bitcoin? Bitcoin, let's assume Bitcoin remains steady relative to the euro. That means for investors, it's going to be more attractive, right? It's going to be more attractive to investors, because they are going to get basically call it a higher interest rate. Yeah, I know you have to take in risk into account, into consideration and stuff like that. But basically, though, they're going to go to where they can get the highest interest rate. That, in my opinion, is what is going to drive Bitcoin. Okay? It's where can the people make the most money? It's really that simple. If they can make more money in gold, they are going to swarm over to gold, and gold is going to skyrocket. And hey, the good old FOMO thing. And it can go back to Bitcoin, or it can go back to the stocks. Or if the stocks start to dip, they could be looking for safety in Bitcoin. They could be looking for safety in gold. Hey, they're migrating back and forth. It's like a school of fish. And so just to keep your eyes open on what's going on here worldwide, because you can see, what's going on with how are the piggies actually going to affect Bitcoin? Well, there's something else going on, and that's Hong Kong. I think China has more riots. Okay, more riots in Hong Kong. Military. Okay, there's like 20,000 troops doing some type of exercise outside of Hong Kong. You have China saying, hey, they might use physical force to put down the riots. I mean, look at this. This is CNN. Okay, this is CNN. Riot police clash with protesters as Hong Kong march descends into violence. Okay, that is not good. Okay, and then you also had a province in China go bankrupt. Yeah, so I mean that's like a state in the United States. Oh, okay, yeah, we kind of screwed up. We went bankrupt. Bail us out. Okay, that's what happened in China. You don't hear about it. Do your research on that. But this is riots going on in Hong Kong. You have the military there doing so-called exercises on the getting ready to move in and squash this thing. This has just been going on and on and on. What do you think this is doing to Bitcoin? Do you not think that people see the military, that they're going to say, oh my gosh, we have military that are going to come in and squash these protests here, and when that happens, they're basically going to arrest a whole bunch of people. And if you want to safeguard your funds for your family or whatever, do you not think that they're in process of signing up for accounts if they don't have one yet? Don't you think that once they get an account that they're going to start moving funds into Bitcoin or crypto? Yeah, you tell me. Okay, so that's Hong Kong. Keep an eye on Hong Kong. This is actual historic. Okay, we could actually see Chinese military move into Hong Kong and basically take it over. Okay, where there's a soldier on every street, and it basically goes from Hong Kong to straight China. Okay, and Hong Kong is still like an arm of the UK. Okay, it's kind of left alone for the most part because that's their hub to the outside world. That's China's hub to the outside world for financial, and then a lot of trade stuff goes in through Hong Kong. It's very important. But the thing is, if China is feeling a financial squeeze right now, they're not doing well. So it's quite interesting to see what could be going on with Hong Kong. Put your comments below. If you live there, did you participate in one of these? No, don't tell me if you actually participated or not. That's probably not a good idea. But just go ahead and put down your opinion. Okay, that should be all right. Write down everything as if you are being tracked. That's my advice there. But anyway, let's go take a look at Bitcoin here real quick. So thanks people for watching. What is going on with Bitcoin? Well, my previous video, really not much. I was talking about how this could be a spring. It went up, and I had a failed spring, so that did go up. But I was basically expecting, okay, be a shark, get the lows, and the trend is your friend. And nothing has really changed since that, because we still have the general overall trend like that. Okay, and that still holds for me, because what I have is a target that I've had here for months of about 81. So we'll see if it hits that and bounces up. Let's hope it bounces up, but it just really depends, because we have that interesting thing with Hong Kong where we might start seeing a bump go up. Okay, it just depends. The worse it gets, the more I would expect to see an increase in Bitcoin. Okay, because people are buying it because they want to safeguard their funds, because they'll know that, oh my gosh, especially when the military starts coming in, if that happens, that is really going to put a lot of pressure on people, make them nervous, and they're going to want to safeguard their funds. Okay, and this is not like the large investors. They can move their money wherever. I mean, they have like different rules for them. But for the upper middle class, that type, yeah, you could expect them to try to safeguard some of their funds, okay? Keep an eye on Bitcoin, but as far as I see it, yeah, we had a spring here. We're looking at just a general kind of slow bleed decline. And yeah, I know it's going up right now, so we'll see. I am expecting eventually sometime in the future for it to come back up here, and then hopefully it can do another test up in this region here at the all-time high of recent times. Not the 20K, but of recent times, right? That nice 13,000. Because I do have a target box up here, but time's running short, time's running out on that, up to like 16. So we'll see what happens. Okay, we'll see what happens. Interesting time. Keep in mind also that this right here is there's a lot of FUD going on with Bitcoin. Huge, heavy duty FUD. We have Trump was talking about it. Oh, I don't care much for Bitcoin. That has a huge effect on it, right? We have also the IRS is put news out that it's going to send out a whole bunch of letters to people that didn't that did not disclose Bitcoin on their tax report. So a lot of those people, they have been tracked. Same as on BitMEX. If you're on BitMEX and trying to get away, there's no getting away in electronic land. Electronic data land, there is no getting away. I'm a programmer. There is no getting away. And, yeah. For those that did file correctly and stuff, no worries, right? It's all good. It's all good. But basically looking at here, Bitcoin's looking tired. It's looking like it could come down here, test this previous buying climax at our last rally. But right now, to me, this looks like distribution. It's going through distribution. Why do I say distribution? Because of the large sells. And if we look here going down, we see large sales volume. Okay. That's not a good sign to see large sales volume when it's in the lower area. We want to see small sales volume when it's in a lower area. That means still in this area, a lot of people are willing to sell because they're panicking, etc. But on the flip side of that, for every seller, there's a buyer, right? So somebody is picking up coins. Somebody is picking up coins. Somebody has put out a lot of FUD. Internationally, like high level FUD, not just in some stupid magazine you can pay some dude to write an article about, right? Now this is high level governmental FUD. Very, very interesting. Keep an eye on between the trade between China and the US. Keep an eye on and what will alleviate that is the food shortage coming up. Okay, we have the food shortage and the piggy thing. That puts a lot of pressure on China to acquiesce to US's trade deals. Isn't that interesting? Yeah. So keep an eye. And what will happen when all of a sudden, that happens? Put your comments below. What effect you think that'll be. Also, there's another thing going on where the Bank of China, not the People's Bank of China, but the Bank of China announced they sent out a basically an infographic on Bitcoin, on what it was, on what it could do, on how you could save money, on its benefits and stuff like that. So it was a nice introduction to the population about Bitcoin. Okay, interesting. They also have the digital. Everything is going digital, and so they're warming people up to this idea. Okay. Anyway, so I've been ranting for quite a bit. Put your comments below. This is more of a geopolitical thing going on. So we have like the food shortage going on. We have the swine flu thing going on. That's for pigs. That's bad news. Let's hope it doesn't come over to America. And so we'll see what happens. Bitcoin It's just tired. I mean, it's making a beeline, right? It's making a beeline pretty much just down. We'll see if it bounces here. If it does, great. If it still goes up from here, that'd be awesome. If I'm looking for some type of a bounce, yeah, this could be a spring, okay? Where it could be a double bottom, and they could just start skyrocketing up from here. It can do lots of things. Keep an eye on Hong Kong for a bump, okay? That, I think, will be a catalyst for it to increase. It depends on what goes on there, in my opinion. All right, so I'm just going to go over to the chat, say hi. Thanks for watching, people. Really appreciate it. Hey, there's Christoph. Hey, how's it going? And so Mega's been living on green beans and ramen. Picking up as much key as and vet as possible. Hey, right on. Sounds like a good idea to me. That is my opinion. Certainly, guys, do your research on both of them. I mean, it's crypto. Everything in this market is extremely risky and volatile and all that good stuff, right? You guys know that. You guys know the spiel. And you found another project that seems promising. That's Axpire, uses AI for settlements. Yeah, it could be. That could be. Take a look. The thing is, when you're looking at new projects, is just because it can do a smart contract doesn't mean that it's viable. Look at its competition as far as existing corporations go. How are they going to integrate that? What gives VeChain a huge advantage is DNVGL and PricewaterhouseCoopers. They are owners, so of course they're going to recommend. VeChain is basically their blockchain arm, their blockchain division. That's how I think of them. So that's a huge deal. Does Axpire have anything like that? If it doesn't, it could do something. I don't know. Go ahead and put something in the comments below. Enlighten us on why you like Axpire. For me, I really don't know anything about it, so can't comment. Huh, something's going on with the stream. Interesting. Probably because I was talking about piggies and stuff like that. There's Matan. Hey, Matan. Good day. Vanilla spice is getting scarce. Yeah, absolutely. It is. Hey, Rob. Thanks for watching. Hey, Kachichi. What do I think of Walton Chain? Boy, I was interested in it a while back, but I'm talking like a while back. I was also interested in Wabi way back when they were first coming out. So right now for Walton Chain and stuff like that, it's like, yeah, I'm just going to stick with VeChain. Okay? There's one other that's kind of interesting to me, and that is T-Food. Check them out on KuCoin, I believe. T-Food. That's an interesting one, because I believe they're doing tests or have done tests with like packaged hamburger or something like that with Korea. So that's interesting. But as far as Walton Chain goes, I just really don't follow them. I was taking a look at them, but it's, for me, I'd rather just concentrate on VeChain. VeChain has so much news and so much stuff going on for it. I mean, we just looked at a country level agreement and basically to do experiments. I mean, that's awesome. So we'll see what happens with VeChain. So that's just me. I mean, you can't look at everything. Hey, Amor, thanks. I'm feeling good. How you doing? Oh, wants to know if I can take a look at Player. Sure, I can take a look at Player, PLA. Where does one get Player? One gets Player on OceanX.pro. Yeah. So let's just scan, see what's going on here with OceanX. IOST. Okay. How about the BTC? Anything on here that's big? Biggest one is IOST. That's having a good day. Oh, VTHO is having good day against BTC, so that's cool. I usually like to look at USDT because that's just the kind of guy I am. NTY up almost 10%. That's awesome with VTHO at almost 3%. VTHO is just cranking away, man. Let's take a look at that. This is one I don't look at for USD. I always look at VET because I use it to buy, to get VET, except Player. Here's a good old Player. And I actually have some of this. I have Player, I have OceanX, that's OCE, and VTHO. But as far as it's just doing its thing, man. It's doing its thing. I expected it to bump up a little bit quicker, but it's just lagging. So I'm still looking for a test. And just bring this out here. I'm looking for a test out here in this region. Okay. You just extend that out. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so I'm just looking for a test up in here. But right now, as far as I'm concerned, there's no worries. It's just bouncing up and down in between its trading range. Let me go ahead and blow this up for you. Where's its blow up thing? There. Molto bene, eh? Molto bene. Okay, yeah, so it's just bouncing around here between its trading range. It had a little dip here, but it came up and recovered. So right now it's in the middle part. Yeah, okay, fine. Can I go down? Sure. Can I go up and test? Sure. But Player, they, you know, it's in process. They're building the stuff. But it is nice to see that we have an upward slope here, and then also on the lower, looking at the bottoms here, we have a nice increase. Okay, and this is interesting because if you look at this line, the slope of this line compared to the smaller dashed one that I just drew, the more recent one has a more aggressive or higher rate of its slope is greater, right? Higher level of acceleration than this one did. Okay, so this is interesting, which means that there's more pressure for buys, for buyers than there are sellers. So this is like really cool. And then what often do you see here? Okay, so next is it goes in stages. It goes in stages. You'll have a section here where this line is like that, then another one, and then you might see another one where it goes higher. Okay, and then this is on the path of being parabolic. Okay. Yeah, because a parabola is just like a mirror. Yeah, it's like a mirror, central point. Anyway, you guys don't need to know that. Why did I even put that on there? That's boring. But anyway, yeah, so I'm expecting some type of increase in the slope of the bottoms here, where that means that the buying pressure is going to get, well, it's going to increase. There you go. So we'll see. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to skyrocket and go to the moon. No. That means that the slope is just going to increase. Like if you only measured it from here to here, you see that's a pretty good rate. Or if you go from here to here, it's lower, right? It just depends on where you measure it. But when I'm measuring stuff, I like this point here at the bottom, and then this point. I'll circle those for you. So like right here, this green, and then this one here. So that's where I draw the line. And whoops, get that out of there. So that's how I do it. And then this one I chose, what you do is you choose ones with kind of similar volume and stuff that are representative. You don't want to do one that's in a lower area with a higher one in a higher area, relative higher area. You want it at the lower relative, so you're comparing apples to apples, kind of. That's what you want to do. Anyway, so that's what I did here, and so that's looking pretty nice, and it's more aggressive than the previous sloping line. So to me, that would indicate that yeah, it could come down a bit, and then looking for a test up here in the upper area. So we'll see what happens with player. Just my opinion. Don't take any of this as financial advice. That is for sure, because it's not. And then because also keep in mind, trend is your friend. I mean, this thing just dumped and spilled its guts. But if you take a long view at this is interesting. Maybe this is why I was drawing that mirror. And I'm talking like a mirror on a telescope, okay? There. So what happens is that usually you have your focal point there, and it's like this, right? These are the rays that bounce off to the mirror, and then this goes to your eye, to the eyepiece, right? But anyway, this is a parabola. That's where they're getting that shape, this moon rocket launching up shape. Look at that. So that's like a big old bowl. Big old bowl. That's the point. So yeah, player. Interesting. All right. Thank you for the question. Hey, Ascension, you're welcome. What's the symbology of tea food? I don't know. I don't know if it has one, but we'll go take a look at it. If you mean the symbol, I believe it's TFD. Come on, little thing. TFD. Sucking wind. Sucking wind. See, if you don't know, you can go to CoinGecko. They have a good search. See, there it is. TE-food. TFD. It's number 625. It's on KuCoin. Here it is on KuCoin. Sucking wind. Let's go ahead and blow this up. Ah, it is doing awful. Yeah, it's way down here. All-time lows, right? All-time lows. Looks like crap, but nevertheless, it's one of those interesting projects. If we go over here to find out more about it, click on the tea food and go to their Reddit, man. Go to their Reddit. Go to their Twitter. So they have a post 23 days ago. Another implementation in Africa. Okay. Month ago. So they're not active here. They're not active. What are they on their Twitter? Okay, so they're more active here on Twitter than they are on Reddit. And you might find that some coins like Reddit, some like Twitter, some like both, some like something else, right? So they're doing their thing. They're a Vietnamese team working constantly with potential customers to implement food traceability. Okay? And keep in mind that food is huge. As far as I know, it is the most popular use case in the world. Everybody uses food. So, can VeChain handle all of it? Do they want to? No. No, they can't. So the thing is that there is room for a lot of these projects out there, like T-Food, and yes, even Walton Chain. Okay? There's room for other projects. It's not just going to be a monopoly from VeChain. So if you like Walton, hey, I just don't follow it. I look at T-Food every now and then. They have some interesting stuff. But the thing why I'm saying that is because the thing is so low. And it has potential to where it could be like if Bitcoin, everybody's saying, oh yeah, Bitcoin, 100x. I mean, not 100x, but 100,000 Bitcoin. 100,000, okay, 10,000 right now, roughly. Going up to 100,000, that's a 10x. All right, that's a 10x. This one, you could have, If it hits, I mean, you could have a lot more than that. And the thing is that for me, cryptos are the place where I risk, where I put the high risk money. Okay. And if you have an investment period where, okay, a majority of your stuff is locked up in low risk types of things, and then the smaller, it's like a pyramid, and the closer you get to the top, the higher the risk is and the smaller percent. And so when you reach the very top, you're looking for things that can go 10 gazillion X, right? And to me, that's what crypto is. Okay, it's just basically, it's like I call it they call it a wildcat investment, a wildcat well, where you invest in some dude with a shovel, goes out and digs a hole in Texas looking for oil. Yeah, if he hits, hey, it could be like huge bank, right? But it's not like a huge investment. But anyway, you're looking for substantial. For me, I look for substantial possibilities, and I also see extremely high risk. Okay, and so I put those into consideration. And if you haven't, I highly suggest that you get with a financial advisor, a CPA, somebody who knows about this stuff. Okay, they can give you professional advice, and start on that path. Read books. Anyway, there's tea food, okay? Ho Chi Minh City, University, lots of good stuff here. Anyway, so I follow them every now and then. There's chickens. Chickens are stupid. Do you know how stupid chickens are? If it rains and they go outside, they'll put their mouth up and the rain will come in and they'll drown, man. Do you know that? That's just a bit of side news for you, how stupid chickens are. Anyway, tea food, TFD, okay? Okay, so Mega Maklar says, expires ability on R3, quota settler, AI for settlements and contracts. R3 is a major partner of Ripple, yeah. Keep in mind, it's a major partner of Ripple, not XRP. Make sure you guys keep that different. Ripple is awesome. XRP is XRP. Moving on, it says, might be part of RippleNet in the future. That's cool. I love Ripple. I would, if it was, if they had a stock offering, an IPO on the stock exchange for Ripple, I'm there, man. I'm a big fan of Ripple. XRP, different story. Keep them separate. Ripple keeps them separate. Makes one wonder, doesn't it? Hey, Kat, so you're wondering if I think VTHO, let me get some more coffee here. Okay, do I think VTHO is going to increase a lot once people start using VET? Yeah, it'll increase a bit, but the thing is that VTHO is designed as a currency to where they, just like the dollar, they can mess with the liquidity. So if they want to lower the liquidity, pull VTHO out, or for like the Fed, what it does is that it does this with bonds, okay? Where if it sells more bonds, that means people have to give up their cash for the bond, and that basically lowers the liquidity, okay, in the overall market, because it's in a bond, right? So the cash is being taken out of society, and when they buy them, it's just the reverse. They're giving you the cash for the bond, right, that you own. Same thing with VTHO to an extent, to where there's a up and down. They have multiple control mechanisms where you have their the cost per transaction. So if a transaction costs 5 Thor and it goes up in price, that means the price level, the dollar amount, is going to be more for that transaction, which is not really a good thing for businesses. So what they can do is say okay, it costs 5 VTHO. We're going to reduce it by half, so it's only going to be 2.5 VTHO. Okay, and you can't split VTHO, but let's just say they drop it down to 2. And so for that transaction, so that's one way on how they can affect the cost, to keep the dollar price, the fiat price, stable. And is there going to be ups and downs? Yeah. And another mechanism that they have is that they can mess with the generation rate of VTHO. So you're holding VET, and it generates so much VTHO, right? 0.000046, something like that, right? They can mess with that generation rate. So all of a sudden you are generating a whole heck of a lot more VTHO. Whammo, what happens? Huge increase in supply. Demand remains the same. That means that price is going to, the price can go down. If demand is increasing, so they increase the supply to counteract the increased demand, wham, that means the price is going to stabilize, okay? It's going to cut down the price from the increasing demand because there's something to feed it. There's more food to feed it, and it'll maintain equilibrium. So keep in mind that the dollar amount price for VTHO is designed to remain or can be adjusted so it's somewhat stable. So if you think VTHO is going to the moon to like $5, $20, yeah, you can think that. I certainly don't. Okay, I certainly don't. How I look at it is like, oh, I generated some VTHO. Here's an opportunity to go pick up some player. Or here's an opportunity to pick up more VET. Or OCE. Or whatever the cheapest damn thing is on OceanX.pro, right? So, just, oh, well, that's dirt cheap. I can get 1 million of those for like $3, with my VTHO. Whatever, okay? It's for me, it's not something to where you're going to have and hodl, because what happens if you hodl, it'll eventually, and the price just keeps on going up, eventually there's going to be adjustment, wham, to slam it back down to keep the dollar fiat price stable for the transactions. That's how it's designed, okay? Just keep that in mind. Do your research on that. Hey Mega, thanks for the info about Axpire. Okay, appreciate that. Thanks for the comment there, Cat Chi. Thanks some more. I'm the best. Yay. Mike and Millie. Hey, how's it going? Hey there. So more says T-Food transactions are always in the top 20 on the blockchain. Huh. I never noticed that. Interesting project. Any updates on my tutorial series? Absolutely. I am working on it. I just gave you a little bit of a hint on the kind of content that I'm including, where I was looking over at the acceleration rates of the slope, because you have a slope of a line and then you have the acceleration. And then it just anyway, don't need to talk about physics crap, but anyway, you look at this slope of a line here and then this slope, and it's increasing, and that's kind of it's not like classical TA stuff. This is just like my stuff as far as TA goes and how I use it. A lot of the stuff that I have is on Wyckoff, which is Wyckoff. So I'm working on that, but this is just a little bit of a teaser on the type of stuff on how I use basically let's just call it this, DTA. I use disruptive technical analysis, okay? The TA I use is disruptive to the other TA people out there. So yeah, this is just a little hint. Go ahead and try charting this. Look for these smaller patterns in the smaller time field, okay? See if you can spot them. Boom, boom. This is on the 1 day right now, this time frame that I'm looking at. But yeah, so you look at this slope and this slope, and you probably see me use this trend angle tool. Yeah, it actually gives you the number here. So like that's the 10% slope. That's a real nice long-term gradual increase. Anywhere from there to like 30% is nice long-term. So this one right here is about 25%. Okay? So that's like really cool. But yeah, so I'm working on that for you guys. I haven't forgotten about that. Been super busy with clients and stuff. And yeah, so keep your eyes open for it. I'll let you guys know when I get that on there. And it'll be on Teachable. It'll be on Teachable. And if you want to learn how to do a spreadsheet for fundamental, just fundamental analysis, if you want to learn how to make your own spreadsheet, it's like an Excel. I use LibreOffice Calc for the tutorial. But if you want a spreadsheet on how you can track and actually gauge coins fundamentally, I have that right now. It's on the link below, way down at the bottom, and check that out. It's like $9. I mean, it's boring. It's boring because it's telling you how to like make a spreadsheet. How exciting can that be, right? But so you'll have your own spreadsheet, and then you can track it and make changes and have your key identifiers, the things that you think are important, so it can be yours. Instead of just listening to me, you can put in your own factors and so on and so forth, and actually make it yours. And I do have two examples on there. One where I'm scoring XLM, that's stellar, and another one that was really popular at the time. It was just if you think I scored it well or bad, you just gotta have to get the video, get that lesson. But it was what was the name of that stupid coin? It was going bonkers there for a while, like 1 million transactions a second, something. Oh man, I can't even. Starts with a C. I can't even remember the name of that coin. It was like out of Russia or whatever. Anyway, people got all upset. But at the time, a good coin compared to a crap coin. Okay, so you guys can see the difference and stuff like that. But the point is that it goes step by step, really step by step, how to make a spreadsheet with the formulas and stuff like that, so you can make your own fundamental analysis spreadsheet, because that is huge. Because what does fundamental analysis do? It gives you some type of an indication that the partnerships are going to keep coming. That, yeah, they can actually follow through on a project and get things done and move on and have use cases and grow. That's what fundamental analysis tells you. It doesn't tell you the rate that it's going to grow. It doesn't tell you when. It tells you pretty much, it gives you guidance on can it grow and will the wins keep coming. All right? That's fundamental analysis. Thanks for the question. Mike DeMilli Crypto says, no room for others. I want vet monopoly. I must say that oftentimes I think about dumping everything and go 100% vet. I must say that it's just one of those things that I think about. Do I? No, because the things I have, percentage wise, let's put it that way, are minuscule compared to my thing of vet, except for, let me kill this guy, except for this guy, the key. And this is a very high risk one. And this is versus USD, very high risk. Yeah, it's just bouncing around. It's going up and down. Blah, 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 blah. If we scroll out here, just looks like crap, right? Price wise, it's way down, but it's just down at the bottom. So we'll see what happens. Waiting on some updates from this one. A lot of activity again. Interesting. A lot of activity here on the USD. Quite interesting. Let's see what it is. The key, TKY versus BTC. Oh, it's up. It's up 1.26%. Hey. Okay, so this is on the 8-hour. Qcoin for me goes to that. Defaults. But anyway, okay, so it came out of its slump. Out of its BTC all-time low. And just come up. There it is. So interesting activity here. Interesting project. If this thing, there's a lot of questions if it's legit and stuff. This thing's for real. And it could have huge implications for not just crypto, but for society. You want to see where it's going? If it does get implemented, check out the movie Gattaca. Yeah, that's basically the future we're looking at. Yeah, with identity verification coins. We're looking at the movie Gattaca. That'll give you a glimpse into the future. But this is TKY. Do your research on it. Very interesting project. I understand about vet wanting to be all in. I hear you. Yeah, Mike and Millie. Yeah, sorry about my absence. I've just been extremely busy. Yeah, I plan. Yeah, I had to take a vacation break, this and that, and then just busy. Plan on making videos daily. So no worries about that. I'm back in the groove, man. Thanks for the concern. Edgar, hola. ¿Cómo está? ¿Cómo está, Edgar? Amor loves OceanX. Yep. Oh, so Mike and Melly picked up an extra 30,000 vet so far. Nice. Isn't that wonderful? That is its use case. Okay? You got to spend it. You got to keep liquidity. If everybody just holds on to VTHO, the companies that can't generate it are going to be forced to buy it from the foundation. We don't want them to do that. We want them to pick it up on the exchange and have it be liquid. It's a liquid asset. It's not a it's the milk. It's not the cow. Let's put it that way, okay? That is the cow. Mike wants to know if I'm buying any Tron at the moment. Just the movie, you know, the Walt Disney movie, where they're trapped in the digital space or whatever. But as far as the crypto, oh, what is Tron doing? Let's put in a TRASH. Oh, it's not there. They changed their ticker. Maybe they changed it to TRX. Why in hell am I looking at it there? TRX. See, I should be able to type in trash and it should come up. Let's see. What is it doing? There's my little angle tool. Trend angle. Here we go. Here we go. Ready? Okay. So we're going to go from this point to this point, right? And that is 15% slope. And let's go from here to this one. Oh, 31% slope. Does it still continue out there? No. So 30% slope. Let's go from here to here. 38%. Oh, it's more. I'm sorry. 40. I was shortchanging them. 40% slope. Notice, interesting pattern. Upside down parabola. Remember I was drawing that mirror? That telescope mirror? The parabola? There it is. Here's like the center point here. That's the point of suck. Okay? So it has the downward parabola. Alright, let's give them the benefit of a doubt here. So they went up here. 20%. What's this one? 1, 2, 37%. Does that still hold? Yeah. 33%. Give them the benefit of the doubt. So, yeah, so their rate of trashiness has actually, it's on the improve. It went from negative 40, that's a 40-degree downgrade, downslope, okay, to a negative 33. So that's not bad. They're improving. So their amount of I scrolled in and screwed stuff up. Okay, so they improved a little bit. Their amount of suck went from negative 40 to negative 37, which means that's a plus 3% increase. Okay, and now they're here. What is this point right here? This is the point. This is the point of quiet time. Okay, point of quiet time. They have to take a nap. They've been busy fudding. And how does this look at all the way back? This is on the 4 hour. Let's go back to the week. And the week just has suck all over it. Well, pretty much as far as like say their real trading range. They're at their all-time suck right now. We don't count this at the very beginning. That was just ridiculous. Oh, I had a downward arrow. It disappointed me. I was expecting it to go down, 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 down. Yeah. Why is it flat right here? Because, well, you have to lay on your back and be still when you have kidney stones, right? So you have to lay on your back and be still for a little bit until you get the kidney stones removed, and then you can be active, and then you can go and you can be active, and then you can go suck some more. Yeah. So that's my suck analysis on trash. TRX. As you can tell, I'm a big fan. Thank you for the comment. Oh, what a crap coin. Edgar, muy bien. Hey, awesome. Buying BTC. A lot of people are buying BTC, right? And TKY, yep, still like the key. Awesome. You too, Vet, yep. Drones like Imagination Land on South Park. That's the one where they had like kick the baby, right? Kick the baby, kick the baby. Oh, that's terrible. Yeah, Tron meeting with Buffett was canceled. Yeah, kidney stones, delusions of grandeur, whatever. They all get in the way. You know, not being allowed out of the country. Who knows what's up with that, right? Who knows what the real story was? Don't know, don't care. It's just humorous and interesting, you know. It's just something to laugh at. Yeah, Crypto Mentor is doing a thing on VeChain. Yeah, I talked to him a bit on VeChain and the key for some time. So I'm glad he's doing a video on it. So that's awesome. There is a lot of research for noobs to do on VeChain. I mean, if you sat down and say, okay, I'm going to do research on this 8 hours a day until I cover it all, it could take you well into a couple weeks. I mean, there is that much information on VeChain. Mike and Millie says his legs fell off yesterday. Yeah, yeah. Anyway, guys, yeah, watch out for those kidney stones. They can be detrimental to luncheons, that's for sure. So let's go take a look at VTHO here. Always have to look at that, right? Oh, what a bunch of scribbles. Let me try to see if I can clean that up. That wasn't too bad. This was when I was saying, yeah, we're looking for it to come down this area. Be sharkish. Because sharks buy low, so high. There. Okay, so this is on the weekly view, guys. So if we take a look at this, yeah, we have the trading range here, and it's coming right back up to the lower part of its trading range, which is good. It came out of these doldrums here, and this is on the weekly. So awesome, no worries, it's doing its thing. Keep in mind that on a weekly basis, guys, this whole thing, this whole game that is in, it just did a lower bounds test, and then it usually fluctuates. Oh, let's go and do an upper bounds test. Okay, that's what happens, and it's checking the supply and all this and that. But right now, it did its lower bounds tests. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, this is VTHO, and this is a long-term campaign. This thing is about 2021, 2022-ish. That's how long this campaign is, okay? Let's go take a look at, which means it's a serious coin. For someone to have this large of a trading range, they have to be in a campaign this long, that means there's definite interest in it, like big time interest. And if you guys have seen the buy walls and sell walls on Binance, well, there's like 600 bitcoins on the books. 600 bitcoins on the books. That's more than there is on Bitcoin's books. It's like, really? Yeah. So quite interesting, but why it's there, whatever, doesn't matter. This is a very bullish thing. Big old green here with the close. This is on the 1 hour, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, this is really a bullish sign here where they basically had a stop hunting, and it got pushed way back up into here. That's the close. If you guys aren't using bars with close, HLC bars, highly suggest you start using them instead of the regular candles. Okay. But yeah, huge buy volume. Let me get out of here. Why is this crap on? I must hit F12. Huge buy volume, right? Okay. Size. So we're scrolling way out. Pretty good size. It was in a general uptrend, just kind of hanging low. Went down, boom. So this is very bullish for VTHO. And yeah, micro is down a bit, you can say. But for the most part, this is very bullish to where we could actually see what you do is you kind of look for a grouping of closes. We're not looking at the tops. We're not looking at the bottoms. We're looking for a grouping of the closes. Like right here, that's a grouping. You see that grouping right there? So if it comes up, where would a grouping of closes be? Right here, that's a nice grouping, and it goes all the way over here. So I would say, get out of there. Okay. So that, yeah, right around in there. Yeah, that would not be, I would not be surprised if it goes there. Also another grouping right here. And this is kind of like the short-term little plays that it does. This amount for me isn't worth even bothering about. Yeah, it jumps up, but yeah, so that's what I'm expecting for it to be bounce somewhere like on this range here or this right here. That's another trick where you're not looking at the tops and the bottoms. You're looking at the closes. You're looking at the closes. Interesting stuff. So yeah, just going there, boom. Might see a Bart go up. Bart, where are you? Come on, thing. There. See, that's one thing you can do. Just draw these Bart things, because the Barts are for occur in Bitcoin, and then you have the arbitrage bots and stuff like that. You know, it just filters through all the rest of coins. But in Bitcoin, when there's really low volume, it's just sucking wind. It's when the Bart, the that are doing the Barts, they become more apparent. They're still running in the background, but the larger volume kind of masks what they're doing. But that volume has gone away. And so now people are seeing Barts again, which means it means people are out of fiat, man. They're not buying, as the bots are buying, which is okay. So yeah, so on this one we have a nice slight increase. So yeah, I'm looking for Bart come up. Yeah, we'll see. Somewhere between these two lines, it could jump way the hell up. Way the hell up. I mean, we're talking what? Ooh, 15. Yeah. OBS reconnected. Okay, great. There it goes. Sometimes San Jose gets overwhelmed. Okay, oh gosh, I love this chart. It looks so natural. Nobody's buying VET with BTC. This is all bots. But yeah, so it's just all controlled. It's just following along with BTC. Where do you get it though? Leave that site. Good old OceanX Pro. Come on, thing. What's going on?